When we design a database, very often we use a surrogate key as a primary key. The surrogate key column usually has the integer data type with the identity property. Let's look at one example of how to work with a surrogate key. We have a trigger here. This trigger allows us to enter a new order item into the database through a view based on multiple tables, if and only if the order already exists in the database. If the order does not exist in the database, we are not able to enter a new item. We want to update this trigger so that when we enter a new item, if the order does not exist, we want to allow the creation of a new order. Let's look at the solution. Within the updated trigger, we declare several variables. Next, we get the entered data from inserted, and we put the data in our variables. We check whether the order already exists or not by looking up the order in the orders table. We use not exists. If the order does not exist, we want to create a new order. Once the order has been created, we want to use scope identity to get the new order ID. Keep in mind, the order ID is a surrogate key. It has the integer data type with the identity property, and is assigned by the database automatically. Once we make sure we have an order ID, we will enter the new item via the view, which is based on multiple tables, using either the existing order ID or the new order ID. This is a very common scenario in real world, and we can see how useful scope identity could be in this scenario. This concludes our discussion.